What is the proper technique when running uphill? Hi, it's Neil here from therunworks.com, and I want to spend a couple of minutes to pick out a couple of key postural points to improve our uphill running. So I'm going to press pause as the client strides forwards, and we can see here, if I pause it here, we've got the right knee driving forwards and the left arm's up nice and high, which is a good position to be in. So we call that a contralateral movement. So it's the opposite leg versus the opposite arm moving at any one time. So if we focus now on the lower body only, we've got 90 degrees in the ankle, close to 90 degrees in the knee, as well as the hip, which means the knee drives up nice and high, which allows us to, when we extend the knee, we push down through the forefoot, the midfoot, which accelerates us and drives us uphill. And you can see if I press play again that the client here is nice and even, driving the knees left and right nice and high, and keeping the toes nice and high as well. So that 90 degrees in the knee and the ankle is absolutely key to your uphill running. I always remind the client to keep the toes pointing towards the nose. So some key angles to consider when running uphill for the lower body, which allows the torso to remain pretty stationary, very limited kind of rotation. We want to focus on the direction we're traveling in. So any rotation, if we're rotating left to right, then the body's going to want to turn left to right, and then the hips, and then the lower body, which means we're not efficient and we're going to slow down our pace. So if you're looking for speed or efficiency of running uphill, we want to make sure that our lower body is nice and consistent on that drive with those angles, which keeps our upper body, our torso, in a really strong position as well. So I'll press play. You can see here that the shoulders are nice and relaxed, and if we come down through the arm, you can see that there's 90 degrees in the elbow as well, with the hands nice and relaxed. So if we focus on two more points on the upper body now, the first one is the hands. I always ask for a client to imagine they're holding butterflies in their hands whilst running. Running uphill, it's a forceful, it's maximum velocity. It can be really tough, in which case we tend to, I generally see, we clench our fists, which means we stay nice and tight in the upper body and our shoulders become nice and tense, and that's not a good place to be. So if we focus on keeping butterflies in our hands, we don't let the butterflies go, but also we don't crush the butterfly. So we focus on keeping our hands nice and relaxed, which means our arms are nice and relaxed, our biceps are nice and relaxed, our shoulders are nice and relaxed, and again that aids in our torso staying nice and upright with our heart to the sky. And final point, that also allows for the head to be tracking forwards. As we fatigue, our head drops, our shoulders slouch, and suddenly, running uphill or even on the flat or downhill can become really hard work. So if we focus on the angles lower body, that affects our torso. We keep our hands nice and relaxed and 90 degrees, or the angles in our upper body nice and strict as well. That allows us to keep our heart to the sky as well as our head tracking forwards. So a couple of key points there to focus on your training and racing. If you've got any questions, drop them below. Outside of that, make sure you hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.